AgriVision, your authorized John Deere dealer for new and used ag equipment. Check them out. They've got a full service department to go as well. Check them out there on the north end of Sioux Center on Highway 75. They are also your parts and service dealer for your steel products as well. Heat race number 1 in your late model street stocks, ready to go green. Off the start of the raceway, Brady Clausen out to the early race lead. Brandon Ferguson jumps into that second spot, now battling down to the inside. Here comes the 3M of Brett Martin. Martin looking for third. He'll have it as they come to the line. Haluska back to fourth, but Mike Cheney now battling it down on the inside. Cheney will take the spot away as Haluska drops back to the top 5. Brady Clausen off of turn number 4, opening up a nice lead. Over 1.5 seconds right now, his lead on Brandon Ferguson. Martin has to check up. That allows Cheney to come on by. Clausen off the pace there as his car has stalled going down the backstretch. Ferguson now to the race lead. Clausen does not look like he'll clear the racing surface. And he will not make his way of safe clearing, and the caution flag will come out. Clausen did make it to the infield, but not in a safe spot, so the caution flag will fly. Tough break for Brady Clausen, looking strong early. French fries with barbecued pulled pork, nacho cheese, barbecue sauce, and all the fixings as well. Check out those squealer fries at the Rapid Speedway concession stand, as well as all the other great items as well. Back under green, Brandon Ferguson once again out to the race lead. Down the backstretch he goes. Mike Cheney into that second spot. Colby Clausen on the charge as he's looking for third. Through turn number 3 and 4, he'll have that spot. Brett Martin now back to the inside. Martin looks underneath of the 9K. Martin grabs that spot back as Clausen just about loses it in turn number 1. Ferguson up high. Here comes Cheney down low. Off of turn number 4. They'll be side by side down the front stretch. Clausen back into the third position as he's once again got by Brett Martin. Martin comes right to his back bumper. He'll look back into the inside. Martin now down low in turn number 3. Cheney trying to once again see if he can't get a shot on Brandon Ferguson, your race leader. Ferguson off the raceway down the backstretch. Cheney grabs the top spot away. Mike Cheney now into the top spot as he looks at the white flag this time by. Cheney down the backstretch there. He is way up high. Brandon Ferguson once again slides off the backstretch. That allows Cheney to get away, and he will take heat race number 1, the 12 of Mike Cheney. Mike Cheney, your race winner. Brandon Ferguson second. Colby Clausen third. Brett Martin in fourth. And Tracy Haluska rounds out your top 5. Inside of row number 3, also out of Sioux Falls in the 1K, it's Tyler Myers. And his outside out of Hartford, the 40 of Tim Dan. Inside row number 3, out of Hartford, South Dakota, the 27, it's Lee Kuchta. And outside of him, out of Madison, the 21 of Chris Ellingson. And in your final row, out of Wentworth, South Dakota, the 81 of Lance Nordstrom. 8 laps of distance, Sioux Empire Cleaning late model street stocks. Corey Yai to the inside of the raceway, but around the high line, here comes Brian Taylor. Taylor down to the race lead as he goes through 3 and 4. Sliding up the raceway now is the number 21 of Ellingson. Chris Ellingson around the outside of the racetrack there. He'll come to that second spot. Dan falls back to third, followed by Lee Kuchta. Ellingson on the high side, Dan on the bottom side. Out in front, the number 22, it's Brian Taylor. All cars single file as they make their way around. Once again, out in front, Brian Taylor. Just over a 1 second lead over the 21 of Chris Ellingson. Chris Ellingson starting to gain some ground as he has closed that gap to under a second, but we've got a car around. Lee Kuchta around in turn number 2. We'll see if he can't keep that thing going. Got to drive through the muck. Brian Taylor still out front. Kuchta coming to a slow on the backstretch. Gonna let everybody go by. Now we'll see him get back under power. White flag underway here one more time around, and the race is for the lead. Chris Ellingson has pulled to the back bumper. He's going to make a run at Brian Taylor. Ellingson has one final shot. Can he dive down low? Taylor on the high side, Ellingson down low. It'll be Brian Taylor, your heat race winner. Taylor will be your race winner. Chris Ellingson coming on that second spot. Tim Dan in third. Lee Kuchta will come home in the fourth spot. Final heat race here in the late model street stocks. 9 car of Kyle DeBoer grabs the race lead down the backstretch. Garrett DeBoer runs into that second spot, making his way through the field. The 99, Ryan DeBoer, followed by Zabel. Garrett DeBoer looking underneath there of Kyle. Nothing doing for him. Now challenging for that second spot on the inside, the 99 of Ryan DeBoer. The 3 DeBoers out in front of this heat race. Zabel right on their tail. Ryan DeBoer jumps into the second spot. Now trying to make his way through Zach Olivier. Olivier looks down low. He's on the outside looking in of the 3 DeBoers. Ryan DeBoer making a run for the lead. Ryan to the inside of Kyle. Side by side through the corner. Throw a blanket on that top 4. Kyle up the hill. Here comes Ryan, and making his way through is Garrett. Now Garrett's going to go to the high side. Ryan on the low line. Garrett on the high line. Zach Olivier comes into the top 3. At the line, it was Ryan DeBoer by 1/100th of a second. Side by side down the backstretch they go. Garrett's got the slight edge as he rocks the high side on a turn number 4. Garrett DeBoer, now your race leader. Garrett on the outside makes the pass down the backstretch, holds on to that race lead. Ryan in that second spot, followed by Olivier. Kyle back in fourth, and to his outside now, the 83 of Nick Jansen. White flag, final lap here tonight. Ryan DeBoer going to look to the inside again. Garrett will have the run down the backstretch. Garrett with a nice run through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, Garrett DeBoer will be your heat race winner. Ryan DeBoer comes home in second. Zach Oliver third. Kyle DeBoer in that fourth spot. And Nick Jansen rounds out your top 5. Inside of row number 2, it's the 9K of Colby Clausen and the 9 of Kyle DeBoer. Inside row number 3, it is Chris Ellington in the 21 and the 3M of Brett Martin. Inside row number 4, it's the 33 car of Garrett DeBoer and the 15 of Brandon Ferguson. Inside row number 5, it's the number 22 car of Brian Taylor. Outside him, the 71 is Zach Olivier. Inside row number 6, the 86 of Tracy Haluska, and outside of him, the 12 of Mike Cheney. On inside of row number 7, it's the 64 of Corey Yai, Nick Jansen to his outside. In row number 8, it's the 29Z of JJ Zabel and Brian Clausen. Outside of him, Tyler Myers, Aaron Foote, and Lance Nordstrom round out the field. Caution flag over the raceway. Head flagman Cody Johnson not liking the start. He'll call it back and we'll start him again. Number 22 car Brian Taylor credited with the jump on the start, and he will be moved to the back of the line. Complete restart here, 15 laps on the board here. Late Model Street Stock Touring Series brought to you by Sioux Empire Cleaning, 20 years of dependable cleaning service, bringing you the late model street stocks here to Rapid Speedway. Cars shooting all over the racetrack. Around they go. Caution flag will fly. 9K of Colby Clausen for the first one to go around. The other cars spinning to avoid. No major damage, but the caution will reset the field. Ryan DeBoer back out under green. He'll take the lead down the backstretch. Tim Dan going to go with him. Ryan DeBoer will lead lap number 1, take it through turns 1 and 2. DeBoer out in front, Tim Dan in second, Colby Clausen third. Then it is Brandon Ferguson, followed by Brett Martin in your top 5. Martin looks to the inside but hits the ruts. He'll bounce up the hill. He'll stay into that top 5 position. Ferguson will hang on to 4th. Ryan DeBoer well out in front, looking strong in the number 99 machine. Tim Dan starting to close the gap as they come out of turn number 4. Tim Dan going to chase him through 1 and 2. Caution flag flies over the raceway. Caution flag flies over the raceway. The 21 car of Chris Ellingson bringing the caution out. Right front tire damage there on that 21 machine. Ryan DeBoer in that 99 has looked really good out there, really negotiates. 3 and 4, really good corner out there. Obviously 1 and 2, very treacherous out there with a few of the ruts out there. But DeBoer doing a great job of negotiating that corner. The car looks pretty stable out there as we go back to green. Ryan DeBoer once again jumps out to a 2-car length lead over Tim Dan here on lap number 1, back to green. Dan starting to close the gap once again as he chases him down the backstretch. Tim Dan right in tow right there, just waiting. It can change at any moment depending on how it goes in turn number 1 and 2. Both lead cars make it through 1 and 2. Ryan DeBoer looking good out there, moves up the racetrack. Tim Dan now going to try and dive down low as they come out for turn number 4. Dan will once again chase him through turns 1 and 2. Loses some ground as DeBoer pulls away down the backstretch. Ryan DeBoer really negotiating this racetrack well as they come to the cross flags halfway home. Tim Dan once again trying to close the gap. Colby Clausen now joining the fun. Ryan DeBoer once again puts a few car links on the second place running Dan. Colby Clausen once again trying to run up here really good in turns 3 and 4. Clausen down low, trying to get that run off the corner, cannot get it done. Dan able to pull away. Caution flag will fly, car around in turn number 3. Here on opening night at the Rapid Speedway, presented by AgriVision Equipment, your John Deere dealer down in Sioux Center, Iowa. Tim Dan moving up the racetrack, trying to keep with and see if he can't get a run down the backstretch. Tim Dan's now going to look down low. Ryan DeBoer will take him off of turn number 4, and he will lead once again. Ryan DeBoer has been so good in turns 1 and 2 on that rough racetrack. He's been able to keep his distance away from Tim Dan. Tim Dan has got to try and look for a run. He may have to change his line with just 2 laps remaining. Dan is going to dig down low. He's going to negotiate the ruts. Can he get a run? Not there. DeBoer slides away. DeBoer now with 3 car lengths as they end to turn number 3. White flag will fly one more time around for Ryan DeBoer. Tim Dan once again going to try and go down low, hits the rut, shoots up the hill. That'll give DeBoer the breathing room he may need. Ryan DeBoer will take him through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, Ryan DeBoer is your feature winner. Ryan DeBoer able to negotiate the track conditions out there. A smooth, stable race car takes him to victory lane here at Rapid Speedway. He'll make his way down. You see Roger Verdorn coming as well.
Ryan DeBoer with the late model street stocks. You come home with a win here tonight.
It's about time. I've had bad luck here every time I've been here. I'm glad that the car held together because it's overheating.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a little steamy under here. Well, bad luck turned into good luck, and you make your way to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane. Who do you got to thank?
I got to thank my family for letting me come out here. We got a busy weekend in front of us, and we got a lot of racing to do this season, so I hope they allow us to miss some camping trips.
All right, we'll let you celebrate Victory Lane here once again. That is Ryan DeBoer in the Sioux Empire Cleaning Late Model Street Stocks.